Greetings, everyone. My name is Jerk, and welcome to the biannual Big Show. That's right. We are back. For how long? Oh, I don't know. Let me just tell you what I told my old college sweetheart. Can't we just enjoy the time we have now rather than worrying about what may happen in the future? Well, that was putting the old philosophy major with a minor in poetry as a backup plan to work there. And speaking of cunning linguists, let us quote old Oscar Wilde and bring today's guest out here. I have the simplest of tastes. I am always satisfied with the best. So let's get them out here. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the premium Tier 7 British battleship. Let's hear you roar for Lion. Yes, at long last, Lion. And I ain't lying when I tell you this is a great battle boat. One of the best at the tier. But first, let's ask the important question. How did I get this ship? And by extension, how can you? Well, the answer to that goes a long time back to starting a little YouTube channel, growing the subscriber base by putting out 5 videos a week, thanks to there being a pandemic, getting a little notice by Ouija, and then becoming a member of their CC program, and one day waking up to find it in my port. For just about everyone else, you had to, spend money and waste a lot of time in ranked during Christmas, I think. So they are out there, but you don't really see this ship that often. However, should it come back in any reasonable fashion, you will want to pick this up. And now I will proceed to list the reasons why. It has 16-inch guns. It has the British short fuse, it has the British HE penetration, it has a super duper heel, it has good armor, and it has fabulous AA. Well, you know it's got to have some weaknesses, and that would be not the best firing angles to get all 3 turrets off. As you can see, I'm using this island to block line of sight to be able to get them there. And the turret traverse is not the fastest. I think it's about 45 seconds. But outside of that, it is a tier 9 ship on PC that has been worked into our tier 7. So who will man this mighty beast? Why, it is Andy Stunningham with Freddie Mercury, Kedrov, and Madden 2022. Now, beings this is a Conqueror Junior, it spits hot fireballs, and one of the worst things you can do in an opposing battleship is try to reverse out of range of said fireballs. Reversing only puts you out into the open. Pull forward into cover. Reversing, which can eventually get you away from HE spam, also puts you further away from having any impact on the game, whereas moving closer into cover at least means you won't have to waste time trying to get back into the action. There is only one thing worse than having a double fire, and that is using your damage control and immediately having a triple fire. Ain't that right, Montana? Now, if you've watched my last video, then you know where I want to go on this map, and it's the big island where I can launch my brawls from. But this time, it isn't because I want to brawl. I want to get up there so I can support our friendly destroyer. Because we know the red destroyer is on the center of the map too. That said, brawling in the Lion is very doable if you switch to have Madden on as your commander. You can get 5 of these monster heals, and your fast reloading 16-inch guns reload even faster. Lion actually makes the Monarch pretty redundant now, and I hope Ouija gives Monarch some love since they have compressed this ship into the same tier. Being spotted right now, I have a very good idea of where the destroyer is, so that's why I'm trying to make this push right here. And oh, that Montana, it looks like they disconnected after getting that triple fire onto them. Let's just go ahead and put that player out of their misery and let them enjoy the service fees that they will collect from quitting. Who just yoinked that? Well, that should have been mine. Anyway, it's alright. We all know there's going to be some yoinking in this game. So I'm getting closer and closer to this island, and I'm trying to change my course because I'm expecting there's probably some torpedoes on the way, but I'm also making this move right now because you see where that enemy Yamato is? They're on the opposite side, and those are really the only guns that are going to be overmatching me here. So I'm making the move, and let's try and get this out there now. Wow, I really wish I had AP loaded at that moment, but I was hoping that our destroyer would spot their destroyer. As it were, they do, but now they are on the opposite side of the island from me being able to support them, and I bet you can guess what's going to happen with all of these Minotaurs shooting at our destroyer. Yeah, they're going to get nuked, and that's going to change how I have to play this game by quite a bit. I would much prefer to have our friendly destroyer stay alive and allow me to lob bombs from downtown. But since they are gone, you know my philosophy. If you're going to be part of the 5 battleship per team problem, then you have to be willing to do a cruiser and a destroyer's job. Sometimes that means you become a destroyer hunting battleship, but in this case, I am here to contest the red team from getting any points. And the nice thing about this position right here is that there is no way that that red destroyer is going to be able to torp me without exposing themselves once I get back a little bit to having my bow facing where I'm aiming at right now. So if we do a quick analysis of the mini-map right now, looks like we have a friendly Yamato going to the bottom left corner of the map. I am not really sure what they're doing over there. I know there is a red HE spammer somewhere over there. I'm not even really sure what it is at this point in the game, though it is in fact a Suzuya. I've got a couple friendly cruisers over to the right who just go and take out one of the red ships, and there is a nice broadside Minotaur, and I even have the AP loaded, and it is short fuse, so we all know what's going to happen right here. Overpins. Well, in defense of the game, I believe I aimed a little too far behind right there, so I think I probably hit them behind the Citadel. Anyway, I was really just trying to reverse here to be able to get that safe position from the torpedoes. And it's funny, I'm not sure exactly what happens here. I don't know if there's a radar or if maybe they just get caught in detection range of somebody else. But hey, there is a destroyer with no health, and so I will yoink that. I mean, I guess that's a yoink, but hey, somebody's got to shoot it, right? And that's going to be our first ship sunk. And there is the Suzuya. Let's get the rear turret of justice off. And, yeah, it's not actually going to do anything. Ah, yes, the life of an HE spamming cruiser. Why learn how to do anything when you can just survive by spamming HE, right? Except against probably the British battleships. That is just an absolutely terrible idea. Let's get a better shot off there. And you can see the kind of bad firing angles right there. I can only get the 2 turrets. I actually have to extend even more to get the B turret involved. And, you know, not a bad hit right there. But I'm going to keep my attention that way because let's just get that ship off the map, right? And we're using one of our heals right there, and we're just going to heal ourselves right back up to full health. There go the Suzuya torps, and let's just wait here. You know a Suzuya cannot resist temptation. They see a battleship, they must fire HE, right? And I can only imagine what the Suzuya commander's thinking right now, like, oh, I see their guns are facing this way, but if I spam a little bit more HE, maybe I will be able to burn them to the ground. But they are not going to be able to burn me to the ground. And I'm waiting right here to see them make which turn they're going to do. And it becomes obvious which turn it's going to be. They're going to try and get back behind the island and spam more HE. But this time it won't matter. And that is our second ship sunk. And of course they get the pity fire. But, you know, like we already said, fires, they ain't no thing to the Lion. So fairly quickly here, what had looked like a sure loss once we lost our destroyer is actually pretty much turned around now, especially if we can get rid of one of these broadside Minotaurs. Like that one, and my aim is just terrible right there. You can see where my shells are going. They just fall short. Actually, I think one of them went over the top, but that's okay. That is a-okay. We still have this Minotaur that we can shoot at right here. And maybe we can just lob this shot right over the top. Let's see them commit to their move. Right? We see them commit. We get the shot off. And yeah, even though they're pretty weak, I think... is it a citadel? I don't remember. I mean, the ship is made out of citadels. Yes, it is. There's our third ship sunk. We lose one of ours too. And we've got the Yamato and Richelieu stuck together on the opposite side of this island. So, what to do here? Well, if you were in the Yamato or the Richelieu, what I would say is, you know, split your attention. One of them could come around the backside. I mean, I would assume you would want it to be the Yamato because there's our friendly Yamato over there. But the thing you probably don't want to do is come across the front of me broadside. And that is apparently what this Richelieu is going to do. Now, to this Richelieu player's defense, they are having a very good game. And, you know, sometimes you have to make the move to save the game, right? If we look at points right now, we're only 9 apart. So it's not like this game has been lost just yet, but the more time that passes, the less chance that the red team has to actually win. So somebody has to do something, right? We know there's that Yamato. We know that there's a very weak Minotaur and this Richelieu. So if they were to all push here together at the same time, oh, that might work. But the Richelieu now knows that I'm here because I'm spotted by proxy from the Yamato, and they're going to have to make a big choice right here. Do you give broadside to me, or do you give broadside to our own friendly Minotaur? And first, they are going to give broadside to our Minotaur, and you will see what the Minotaur does, which is to just chew this Richelieu to absolute pieces. And so the Richelieu, you know, they kind of have to make their choice, and they say, okay, well, now I have to bow tank the Minotaur. And in doing so, they're going to have to give me broadside, and this is why we set up crossfires. This is why we do it, and yeah, we're going to yoink this one right here. And pretty much at this point, the game is over. Now, yes, we want to go ahead and sink the Minotaur, but I believe they are going to be dealt with quite quickly. And at that point, I know exactly what I'm going to do with this Yamato. You see, the Lion, it has a massive, well, I shouldn't say massive, but it does have a very, very large citadel. But the thing about it is that it is pretty darn low into the water, and the Yamato, well, it doesn't have that issue. Its citadel goes high above the water. So I knew right there, if I could get the Yamato to shoot my belt armor there, that we were going to be just fine, because I have another one of these magic heals, and I've already got my guns locked for the drive-by, so yeah, we know what's coming. We might as well just sit here and enjoy it, just like the Yamato did. I mean, they're reversing, and they've got a crossfire from our friendly Yamato here, and let's just see what happens. Kraken 375 in the Lion. Alright, let's have a look at ye olden scoreboard. 3,114 XP for a very good game, and a very GG to the Red Richelieu as well, and a shout out to our own Mino for doing work on top. And that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you sold your soul to Ouija for this boat, or are willing to, then give this video a like. If you refuse to play anything but Tech Tree ships, give the video a dislike. Questions, comments, your favorite Oscar Wilde quote, leave it down below, and should you not want to miss, dare I say, a second video this week, consider hitting subscribe. Thanks for watching, folks. I will get back out there for another one, and we will talk then.